candidate. I don't know
Right.
what they are.
What
Competitor. They're competitors, right? It's a
That's
competition.
right, they're competitors. Is there any special term for that?
Glutton for punishment? I'm not
Eating-aholic?
sure.
Yeah.
So
That's a lot of fun.
And then the following weekend, just to wrap up the month of July, the following weekend over at the fairgrounds is the Bluegrass Festival, which is another really wonderful event that I think probably many of us aren't really aware happens here.
Yep.
But more than 1,000 people come to the fairgrounds every year for the Bluegrass
And that'll be
Festival.
that Saturday, probably.
Yes, on the 25th. Yeah.
Starting at noon or 1 or 2 or something like that.
You
Stay
know?
tuned next week, and of
Yep.
course we'll have more about that
And
as
you
well.
can find out details and a lot of the stuff Mike talked about and everything by going to marshallmi.org.
Yeah.
And there's a calendar of events with details. So.
And of course, now is that the Chamber's website, or are they also?
Yes, that's the Chamber website. And
marshallmi.org.
Yep. And they keep the community calendar for all the organizations. So you don't have to be a Chamber member. If you have something going on special that you would like posted on the community calendar, you can call the Chamber of Commerce office, and Karen will do a good job and get it on the website for you.
You know, I do want to thank Marshall Main Street and the Chamber and the city and DDA for this last weekend. It was so much fun. The county fairgrounds working on that. It is amazing how everyone works together and gets things done.
Yes.
And it just reminds me of when we got together and built the Kids Kingdom Playground. 1,500 volunteers came together. And of course, Jackie Hathaway, and now I'm going to be remiss on it, Janet
Domingo?
Yes, Domingo?
Domingo?
Janet Domingo. And
that was before my time here in
they
Marshall.
spearheaded that project. But to have seen 1,500 people come together
That's amazing.
On that project. And we just see this in the Blues Fest. I mean, Jason and what the DDA and you guys have all done, it's bigger and better. So if you remember what it was like the last few years, this is even bigger and even more, and they're starting earlier in the day. So I take it the downtown's blocked off earlier now, right?
Actually,
or is it on the side?
We're closing Michigan Avenue, I think at around 1 o'clock, so we can set up the stage.
Yeah. So that's great.
So we're trying to keep it open in the morning for Herman's Hardware and Henningsen, some of the in and out Saturday morning shoppers, and
so that's going to be even bigger and better.
Yes.
Anything else we want to go over?
Well, our flower baskets downtown. I have gotten a couple calls about our flower baskets. Just kind of fill you in so you know what's going on. We had some problems with the irrigation system when we were working on the fountain circle, and so we've gotten most of the bugs worked out, and the flower baskets will be going back up as soon as the water lines are working. So
they were running all weekend long, but it didn't hurt anything. It just it dripped a little bit, but that's a technical thing. That's one of the things is the fountain, when they rebuilt it, all of that irrigation got sliced up in certain areas, so they've got that all done now. And it just takes time, so we just have to have patience, and they'll get the fountain seated and everything. And the fountain does look great. I think everyone come on down there, see it at nighttime. It's looking just about as beautiful as ever, and the light patterns and the water height and everything looks really good. So
well, and that is something that we talk about collaboration, and you mentioned the Kids Kingdom, and we'll be talking a little bit more about the fountain restoration project, but that was another example, perfect example of where a community came together. Jennifer Rupp and Fief Dillon took the lead, were willing to invest hundreds of hours and lots of sleepless nights and use their talents and their time and to lead the fundraising efforts, and then the city crews kind of were able to have the green light to go ahead and do the work there. And so everything from the Embroidery Guild that you mentioned having an event, raising money, to kids collecting pop cans and bottle drives, and again, a project where the community came together and under these two ladies brought in, $274,000, and it's amazing. It was just wonderful and very heartwarming to see that kind of collaborative spirit.
Yes, I think you mentioned it. I work with the Sister City Committee, and the kids that go to Japan, I think it's the 10th. The 10th, I think, they have a pop can drive to help send kids, raise money for going to Kokucho, Japan. Marshall has a Sister City program with Kokucho, Japan, and every year we send 5, 6, 7 people to Japan, and every other year, the opposite years, 5, 6, or 7 people come from Kokucho, and it's been statewide going on for many years, and it's probably one of the greatest vacations you can take. I would just say that In Japan, they treat you something like British royalty. And of course, I hear the Britons do that too, but I don't know if any other countries treat you as well. They just really seem to love Americans. And I spent 23 days there. Our normal stays are 10 days or so, 8, 9, 10 days. I spent an extra couple of weeks and made a dozen videos on Japanese architecture, home construction, historic preservation, things like that. But they are just so wonderful. And
they're a very gracious culture. I had an opportunity to go to Japan in 1982, and I was just amazed at the hospitality and the respect and the manners, and very gracious people.
Well, I hope we haven't taken too much time. We're going to bring up Jennifer.
Jennifer Rupp.
We're going to bring up Jennifer, Historical Society. So let's go to our little break window. We'll be back in probably it'll be 10 or 20 seconds. So thanks. We're working in technical things here, so I popped right in on you. Hey, Randy's Rambling. Randy's going to be doing a TV show, a really great one. They've got the first one already done, and we got our wires crossed a little bit. Randy will start his first show this Friday night at 10 o'clock, Saturday morning at 10, Saturday night at 10, Sunday morning 10, Sunday night, Monday morning, and Monday night at 10. So that's when Randy's going to come on. He's got a great show. He's interviewing people all over the place. He's got fun stuff going on, comedy and the whole bit. And I think we're really pleased to have Randy doing this show. Of course, if you haven't ever seen him in concert, it's just he's just absolutely great. And I think the town really appreciates what he's doing with this. So I'm really excited to have him come on Impact. And of course, sometimes I'm talking as the Impact director. Now I'm talking generally as Mike Sullivan doing this TV show. And we have from the Historical Society, Jennifer Rupp. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Welcome here. We're going to talk about historical stuff.
Okay.
And not the history of my dating or anything. But First Fridays, right?
Yes.
Tell us about First Fridays.
First Fridays is something new that we rolled out this summer. We are debuting a new exhibit every month on the first Friday of the month, and then that exhibit stays up for 1 month, and then we bring out a new exhibit for the next month. So in May, we did an exhibit about Harold Brooks and the fountain. That kind of led in with everything that was happening in May with Michigan Week and the rededication of the Brooks Memorial Fountain. This month, or in June, we did an exhibit swap with the Kingman Museum in Battle Creek. So we had some natural history items on display for the month of June, and they in turn had some of our patent medicine exhibit on display at the Kingman, and that's actually still on display. They're letting us keep it there through the month of July, right in the lobby of Kingman, so that's wonderful. And then for July at the Honolulu House, we have a brand new exhibit, brand new collection that was just donated to us from Sidney Ketchum's great-great-granddaughter, Barbara Dempsey, from New Jersey. And this was really a fun surprise. We got an oil painting that was painted by Sidney Ketchum's great-granddaughter in 1949, based on a daguerreotype that she had. And it's quite a large oval oil painting that we have on display. And then we also got a collection of love letters and wedding slippers and the wedding certificate from Henry Tillotson marriage to Sidney Ketchum's daughter in 1845. So that's very, very special, and we actually have the original documents. It came with a letter from one of her relatives from like 1815. We have that original document. And then it also came with an entire Ketchum family tree.
Oh, wow.
And this came in several different mailings to me. I knew that I was getting the oil painting and came home, and there it was on my front porch. And then the next week...
Christmas in July.
Yes, exactly. Then the next week, a smaller box was on my porch, and I didn't know what was in it, and it was from her, and I opened it, and it was the wedding slippers and a small valentine that Henry had made for his fiancée from the 1830s. And then the next week there was another box full of goodies. So this is really fun for us because we don't often get such personal items from such important people.